How to recognize that a bond with someone is spiritual and not selfish. Teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. Selfless love, the hallmark of a spiritual bond. The first sign of a spiritual bond is its selfless nature. In a selfish relationship, love is transactional and conditional. People seek to fulfill their own needs, whether emotional, physical, or material. Such relationships often create expectations, disappointments, and dependency. However, Shree Yogananda emphasized that spiritual love is about giving without seeking anything in return. He said, "Selfish love is blind, spiritual love sees clearly and loves unconditionally." A spiritual bond focuses on the happiness and growth of the other person. You want nothing but their highest good, even if it means letting go of your personal attachments. This kind of love is rooted in the soul, not the ego. Mutual inspiration to grow spiritually. Another hallmark of a spiritual bond is the mutual inspiration to grow toward God. Yogananda ji often described true relationships as those that uplift and elevate both individuals. In a spiritual bond, both people encourage each other to rise above their weaknesses, to cultivate virtues like patience, kindness, and humility, and to align their lives with divine principles. Yogananda ji called such connections soul friendships, where both souls recognize the divine spark within one another. He said, "The love that inspires you to seek God together is the highest form of love." In this relationship, love is not centered on selfish desires but on supporting each other's spiritual awakening and liberation. Detachment, freedom in love. Detachment is another key feature of a spiritual bond. While this may sound contradictory, Yogananda ji taught that true love must be free from possessiveness and control. A selfish relationship binds individuals through emotional or material attachments, whereas spiritual love allows complete freedom. Guruji explained, "Love that is clinging and dependent is not true love. Love grows when it is given freely, without bondage." A spiritual relationship does not stifle or demand, it liberates. You love the other person for who they are, without trying to control or change them. Detachment does not mean indifference. Instead, it allows you to love purely, without selfish motives or expectations. Peace and joy, the fruits of spiritual love. A spiritual bond brings a sense of deep peace and joy. Unlike selfish relationships, which are often filled with turmoil, jealousy, or dissatisfaction, spiritual relationships are harmonious and uplifting. Yogananda ji explained that this peace arises because spiritual love connects to souls beyond the physical world. It is eternal and unchanging. He said, "When love is pure, it is calm, strong, and unshakable. It cannot be destroyed by circumstances." This love transcends the limitations of time, space, and even life itself. Such a relationship leaves both individuals feeling fulfilled, joyful, and closer to God, rather than empty or needy. Seeing God in the one you love. Finally, Yogananda ji taught that spiritual bonds are built on the recognition of the divine presence within each person. In a selfish relationship, people are often focused on physical appearances, desires, or emotions. In contrast, a spiritual relationship sees beyond these temporary aspects and recognizes the eternal soul within. Shree Yogananda said, "To love truly is to recognize God's presence in the one you love." When you are able to look at someone and see their divine nature, your relationship becomes a sacred connection, free from selfish motives. This recognition transforms love into a divine experience that strengthens your relationship with God, transforming relationships into a path to God. In conclusion, Paramahansa Yogananda's teachings show us that a spiritual bond is selfless, uplifting, freeing, and deeply peaceful, while a selfish bond is rooted in attachment, expectations, and ego. By cultivating relationships based on selfless love, mutual spiritual growth, detachment, and divine recognition, we can transform human relationships into sacred pathways to God. As Yogananda ji beautifully summarized, love is the divine power of unity that lifts us to the realization of God. Recognizing and nurturing such bonds helps us rise above worldly attachments and experience the eternal, all-embracing love of the divine.